Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, and this is your girl Homo. I'm so excited to be back. In fact, I'm so happy. I'm all over the moon. I've got butterflies in my tummy right now because I just thought to share this good news with you, and because you're part of my family, you're part of me, and this is something I've been wanting to do. This is something that has been in my heart. It's something I've worked hard for. It's something I've practiced hard for, and it's something I should have done in last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe yes. And part of what I wrote down this year to achieve, and I'm so glad I'm able to achieve it. I'm just doing this video just to encourage someone out there in case there is something you've written down this year and you've not been able to achieve it that is still achievable. This year has not come to the end, though we are at the middle of the year, but you still have time in your hands to do it. And the good news is I actually have two good news for you. I passed my driving test. Yes, guys, I passed, and yeah, I was all over the moon. I screamed, I ran around the center park. I was just too happy to pass because I practiced so hard for this test, and I had a very good instructor. Let me just tell you my journey so that you understand why I'm so excited. I've been trying to take my test for, let me say, 8 years now, and that's because in between my taking my lessons, I always get probably pregnant or have a baby or family duty. Something would happen and I have to stop my lessons. And for a while I think for a while I didn't take lessons. Then I started taking lessons, was it 2 years ago? Yes, I think 2 years ago. And along the line I took my first test, and the only reason I failed my first test was because of the reverse around the corner. And I had I think I had 2 weeks before they changed the driving, they test, let me put it that way, because they twisted some things around in the test. So but my husband kept telling me that the new one is better than the old one. Though you failed, you can always go back, and I don't like to do things to fail. I don't like to fail. So that I was really down during that period, because trust me, when I fail on something, I go home, I sleep on it, then I think about what I did wrong, what I could do, what I could have done better. So I promised myself I was just going to go for it. So we moved to another area during that period. No, we've actually moved before I failed, because I had 2 weeks to my test before we moved. So I wanted a driving instructor around my area, and I was able to get a private one. I couldn't get one from my driving school. So the one I got didn't really take me like I was preparing for my test. Though I've prepared, well, I just wanted someone to jog my memory. But it would make me drive around like I was just an experienced driver. And I thought I didn't really put in so much effort before I went for my test. Though then my instructor thought I was ready, which I went through some stuff with him, but apparently I wasn't ready. I knew I wasn't ready for that particular reverse, and I knew if I was given that maneuver I was going to fail, and that was the maneuver I got that day, and I failed. And that's how I failed my first test, and I got 2 minor. And the second one I actually prepared very well. I am so blessed, I'm so happy I went to Red Driving School. They have the best instructors, and I had one of the best instructors, because trust me, my instructor is the best instructor. Every little details that you would not even take note of, he would tell you. Even the one you feel like, oh, the person might ignore, the examiner might ignore, he would tell you you need to take note of it. If you need to stop, you have to stop. And he won't tell you to stop all because you're used to that route. He wants you to see the stop sign. He wants you to take note of what is happening around you. I mean, it was so detailed, and he kept telling me you can do it. You're a good driver on the road. You observe well. You do what is expected of you. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to pass. But just keep telling yourself you can do it. You can make it. But what is the worst that can happen? Because close to that time, that week, I had butterflies on my tummy. I was anxious, I was nervous, and I kept telling him. I had everyday lesson with him throughout the week of my test. I actually had my test last Saturday, so throughout that week I was doing 2 hours with him, and he kept telling me you can do it, everything is all together. I trust in you. Just have faith in yourself. Keep telling yourself you can do it. And that was what kept me going, because at the last minute I wanted to cancel my test Friday night. In fact, in my mind I was like, should you cancel, shall I not cancel? But I ended up canceling it. I kept remembering everything he told me, like you can do it. And he told me, what is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is you fail it and we'll retake it. So that's the worst, but I know you're not going to fail. You're going to make me proud. You're going to come back. You're going to have that certificate in your hands. And so I went for my test that morning. What I did, I'm just sharing this with you in case you are preparing for your test, because first thing, I prepared well. I made sure I was ready for it. My instructor, make sure I was ready for it. You have to listen to your instructor, especially if it's a good instructor. If it tells you you're not ready, don't even know. Some instructors, I know some instructors are pretty nasty, let me put it that way, but trust me, if you go to the professional one, they will tell you what it is. If you're not ready, they're not going to put it up to it. So yeah, that morning, the morning of my test, we drove to the test center, and that was what we did that morning. Nothing. What I did personally to relax me was, when I woke up, I made sure I don't do my girl's hair, but that morning I put it, I wanted it, I didn't want the driving to be the point of, I didn't want to put it in my mind. I didn't want to think anything of it. So I made the girl's hair, and I did little tidy here and there in the house just to keep my mind off it. And before I knew it, my instructor was outside to pick me up. And there and behold, I went for my test. And before I went for the test, he told me, relax, take a deep breath. And even when we were at the waiting room in the center, it kept, it was occupying me with different things. It didn't let me feel like I was going for a test, just to keep me relaxed. It was showing me things on his phone, or sharing personal stuff with me, And I'm so grateful, because he actually made me calm and relax. And I got a very good examiner too. It was pleasant. It was, it made me feel calm. It did the normal thing any examiner would do, but it didn't toughen his face or anything. It was all smile. It would tell me what to do. I wanted to turn right, pull to the right, pull to the left. So I'm really grateful. So just to encourage someone, if you're going for your test or you're preparing for your test, first thing first, you have to prepare well. Do so many lessons. I know it could be really, you could put a hole in your pocket, but just look at it like at the long run, it's going to be really helpful, and you're going to be glad you did. Like me, I've got 4 kids. Most times they want to go to some places, I cannot take them there, especially if my husband is not around, or I have to go with a cab, and I spend so many money taking the cab from A to B. So I'm really glad I got it. So don't look at it like you're wasting your money. It's a good investment. You're investing in yourself. Just talk to your examiner, if your instructor or the driving school, to see what they can do, some discount for you, and how you can split the payment, or whatever arrangement you can make with them. Then you listen to your instructor. What is wrong with me? You listen to your instructor. Just listen. Be willing to learn. Be willing to take constructive criticism. Be willing to take correct your mistakes. And if you're someone that has your car, like I had my car before I went for my driving, I wasn't driving around like, oh, I was in his part or anything. I only drive when my husband is around beside me, just to see. And I always remember everything my instructor tells me, so that I won't form my bad habits. So another thing is, when you're close to the time, do anything to keep you relaxed. Maybe it's a day or two. If music keeps you relaxed, listen to music. If your kids keep you relaxed, just do whatever makes you relax. That morning, make sure you don't stress yourself. Be well rested. Sleep well. I know sometimes it could be really difficult to sleep. For me, I was tossing around the bed. I couldn't sleep until morning. So just try. If it's green tea or whatever, then I know there is something called calm pill. You can get it at Super Drugs. Just ask the pharmacy there that you're going for your test and you need something to calm you. I'm sure you'll be able to get something to calm you down, and you need to use it before that day, not on that morning. You need to use it before that day, so that you're well relaxed. Excuse me. And what else? I think basically those are the things I did, and I put in. And the week to your test, make sure you practice, and don't think anything of it. Don't think too much of it. If you think too much of it, that's when mistakes happen. And just keep remembering your instructor, and I'm sure everything will be fine. Just be relaxed. You know, when you get to the center, put your, if you have to put your license, the provisional license on the table, do it. Whatever you need to bring out, just put it on the table. Just take a deep breath, always taking it, and keep telling yourself during the driving, I can do it, I can make it. And yes, and I want to wish you success if you're preparing for your test, or if you're going for your test tomorrow. I wish you all the best, like me. And the second news before I go is I got a job too. And yes, I want to say the job also was pretty easy, but I'll put that in another video. But this month has been really amazing for me, and I'm so grateful to God. And that is all I have to say. If you've not subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe before you leave. Thumbs up this video if you like it. Hit that notification bell to get notified when I post new videos. I'll leave you with a word: be true to yourself. Live life to the fullest. This life is just once. I'm living my life to the fullest. I love you guys. Be true to yourself. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.